Hello, everyone, and welcome to the SleepyCatFilms Official Podcast. I'm your host, Logan Murray, and today we're visited by a very special guest. I've known her for going on 2 years, but it feels like we've known each other for much longer. She's the casting director of Grayson, Rachel Roth, Rose Wilson, Blackfire, and Linda Park in Titans Family Matters, Zatanna and Constantine and Zatanna Overhand. Welcome to the show, ROAX Roman.
Hi.
How are you today?
I'm good. How about you?
I'm awesome. I'm really excited for this interview. I've been waiting for a minute, so I'm really looking forward to this. Okay. Well, do you want to kind of start with like a little bit of a introduction to yourself? Let the people know who you are.
Sure. Hi, I'm Rox, and I'm gonna be honest here. I'm not really a DC fan or comic fan. Logan here just got me into it.
That's right.
But I guess that's it. I don't know what else to say, so yeah.
Yeah. So, I guess, like, getting right into, the questions that I have. You have, even though it technically hasn't come out yet, and we're going through redrafts, you have been Rose and Raven for almost 2 years.
Right.
What was it like auditioning for Raven and Rose?
Well, technically, I didn't exactly have an audition per se, because we were on the phone one time, and you told me about the show. From what I remember, I believe it was that you wanted me to try an audition for them, but I didn't think I would get the role, and I wanted to do it for fun.
Yeah.
But you gave me the role, and I'm like, well, why not? Just get more into it.
Yeah. Yeah, there's... I mean, that... It's funny because looking back, obviously, since then, we've grown a lot.
Right.
I mean, do you remember when, instead of a server, we had a group chat with, like, 10 people?
Oh, yeah, I'm still in that group chat. It's on Instagram, right?
The Instagram one, yes, but also the one on Discord.
There was a group chat on this. I do not.
You don't remember that?
I do remember. No.
And now we're a big server now.
Yeah.
So I think it's just kind of interesting. It's kind of interesting in looking back and being like, oh wow, we've grown like substantially in the past.
We really have.
In the past like year going on.
And I'm really proud of it too.
Yeah, me too. I mean,
I'm glad that there are a ton of people who are actually interested in the project, which I just want to give a quick shout out to someone who's probably going to be listening to this. Hi, Tavon. Thank you for listening to the podcast when I tell you to. Anyway.
Yeah,
but yeah.
I'm just proud of what we've been able to accomplish in the past 2 years.
Yeah.
So I guess getting back on topic about kind of the idea of, you know, your characters, where you said that you're not a DC fan, but I mean, I remember us talking about your experience with Raven specifically. Rose not as much, but Raven specifically. Where kind of did you fall in love with that character? How did you fall in love with that character?
I never originally fell in love with Raven. I was a Corey fan. Always gonna be Blackfire and Starfire fan through and through. Which is why I'm very excited to play Blackfire.
Yeah. So that's another thing too. you know, Raven and Rose are your, like, primary current roles.
Right.
But obviously you have Coma in there still, Blackfire. And Linda, who is Wally's wife, which is funny because Edward plays Wally.
It is funny, yeah.
So when we're sitting on call right before rehearsal or whatever, what process do you go through to get into character?
Usually I try to get more into my southern side to get for Rose, because I have a habit of accidentally turning, like, my voice will randomly go into, like, a southern accent and then go shift back to normal, which always works out for Rose in this case. For Raven, I'm moreover just trying to tire myself out and make myself feel sick for her.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's, I think, a lot of what we talked about is, with Rose, I wanted something like Rogue from the 90s X-Men series, which we talked a lot about. And then with Raven, obviously with what Titans Family Matters was originally going to be about, she kind of did need to sound exhausted like that. Because mentally, I mean, even currently where we are, she needs to sound mentally exhausted because of what she deals with on a daily basis. So I do love that approach that you've kind of taken to her character. So I guess, moving on from Rose and Raven for a little bit, how did you get the role of Linda?
From what I remember was when we originally started writing the script, I never knew Linda existed in the universe. And whenever we went to go rehearse the script, to read through it and stuff, I offered to voice Linda as a background. Since we didn't really have anyone casted as her, and we didn't have very many people casted as well. And this is when, like, we first, like, had the second version of the script, or was it the third? I can't remember. There's been so many versions.
I think it was the second version. I think it was the one that I had, the pilot that I had written with Edward. Oh wait, no, it was it was the third version, because the first version was completely different. It was the one that we always go back to and you look at very fondly with them at the bowling alley.
Yeah. I love that one so much because it's so dumb. I love it so much. No offense, Logan, but I love it.
No, me and Edward talk about that constantly, about how far writing has come for these projects.
But I offered to voice Linda, and then I'm like, okay. So I did her. I did her for a few rehearsals and stuff. And then when I asked you, are we gonna have anyone audition for Linda? You basically told me that I was already Linda. And I was like, what? What do you mean I'm already Linda? I didn't even audition for her or anything.
Well, I think that you should take that as a compliment. I mean, you've had the role.
I definitely do. It's just so random for that to happen. I just didn't think I thought it would be unlikely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, when it comes to, you know, these roles and these characters, obviously, with how you're talking about it, it kind of sounds like you've grown more of an attachment to them over the past 2 years, as you've played these characters and really delved into them. I guess I'm just curious, like, when it comes to you playing both Raven, who is one of Starfire's best friends, and her sister, which is one of her biggest antagonists, what dynamic do you think you'll have with Kyla playing Corey? Even though I know that she said on her episode, she was in the first episode of the SleepyCatFilms podcast. What do you see that dynamic kind of being?
Well, with Raven, I definitely do see like a really really deep friendship, like a bond between the two.
Yeah.
And we know how, like, I would think of Starfire as very very watchful of how Raven's actions are, to be able to read her, to know whenever something is like too much.
Yeah.
Like how when she was younger, this is how I would think of them. It, like, whatever the younger versions of them, basically the teenager versions of them, how people think of Starfire when she's younger as like a really hyper and bubbly and just eccentric, like how you and Edward described me to be, basically. Right. But how she would be able to notice when Raven is doesn't feel, is like overstimulated, basically.
Yeah.
And would know when to tone that down. I would think of her as more of a comforting friend.
No, 100%. Yeah, I agree.
As for Coma or Blackfire, their sisterly bond is quite similar to how most siblings are, like sister-wise, but it's definitely more rivalry due to like all that Coma has done, at least our Coma.
Yeah. I think that's something I'm really
still upset on what you guys put as like put the backstory. I'm so upset about that. No spoilers, but I'm so upset about it and pissed. Like, excuse me?
It's actually funny. I think Coma. We don't know Coma's backstory yet.
Right.
But I think when it comes to, the other the other characters, not so much Linda again, but Rose and Raven, both of them have these like very traumatic backstories.
Right.
So I guess I have a question as far as like when it comes to you playing into that side of it. What's the difference between getting in that headspace with those two characters? Because obviously, you reading the pilot of episode 1, those opening like 10 minutes are some of my favorite things that I've ever written, and also some of the saddest things I've ever written for Rose. And then with Raven, there's obviously a lot to talk about when it comes to her backstory. So I guess I'm just interested in hearing like what kind of process and headspace do you go through for that?
Mostly, I think of how similar they are. Both of them have had to deal with grief. They both prefer alone time rather than to talk out their own feelings. However, with Rose, it's more anger rather than with Raven.
Right. Yeah, and I think that's also something interesting too with Jason and Rose's dynamic.
Right.
Where I think, our version of Jason, when I used to write him, he was very angry, but I've kind of written him as this more like optimistic kid.
He was more angry shortly, like after the whole thing happened.
Yeah.
The whole point of Grayson, basically.
well, I think that when it comes to, I mean, everybody knows when they hear the name Jason Todd and hear the fact that he's Robin, know that he's going to die at some point. Yeah. And I think
I originally did until like 3 years ago.
And I think that people hearing the fact that, you know, you get to love this kid over the span of a show, just to have him taken away from the audience, in the way that he is, I think is really powerful and is really emotional, right. And you guys have all played it so well. So yeah.
Another thing with Rose and Raven is that Raven is still having to deal with her father in her head. So she constantly has to deal with him. And then Rose, on the other hand, she still has to deal with her dad, but she has to deal with all the things her dad has done to the people around her.
Yeah, I 100% agree with that.
It seems like it almost like she's thinking it's her fault.
Yeah.
That she's to blame.
Well, I think that's what's unique about the direction that we were going to go into with the show, and what's since kind of changed, because I think that it's more interesting if she has a genuine complicated relationship with her dad. I think says a lot about her character. But before we get into before we get into spoilers and say something that we shouldn't, I'm gonna ask my next question.
Okay.
So what versions of the characters or other, you know, roles that you've seen in something, maybe something in your real life, if you're comfortable talking about it, what's kind of contributed towards how you play, what's influenced and inspired your versions of these characters?
I would say for Rose, I'd definitely say mostly all, like, my childhood with my mom. Like, mine wasn't nearly as bad as Rose's, but it had very similar effects. Yeah. And just made me angry at the world.
I get that.
For Raven, I actually don't have any reference for her. I just pay attention to how her story is and interpret it in my own way. Just at least in a logical way that I would believe that how it would have affected her and how she would act upon certain things that have happened that could contribute to that.
I definitely get that. Both of the things that you actually said. When it comes to Jason, how I've always taken Jason, especially with what I wrote in Rise of the Red Hood, and what I'm kind of redrafting for that, is he has a very complex relationship with his dad, and not too dissimilar to my own, and how that relationship kind of made me hate a lot of the stuff around me. And since there's been a lot of change there, me and my dad are starting to have more of a comfortable relationship. But there was a level of anger there that I think you can really tell and see in Jason's character because of his relationship with his dad and his backstory. Not in the same way at all, but how I play it, I think, is kind of channeling into some of that dark emotion a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
while also seeing the light in it. And I also think that that idea of being failed really plays into his later Red Hood stuff. So,
Right.
yeah.
That's enough trauma dumping for today, guys.
There's the serious part of the podcast we've all been missing. No, yeah. So, obviously we have a lot of shows in development here. You've been the casting director for a lot of them. I mean, you helped cast our probably two of the biggest comic book characters of all time. You helped cast, of course, Batman as well as the Joker.
Wait, what?
You don't remember that? We had a whole group chat.
No, I don't.
We had a whole group chat.
I remember helping cast Deathstroke. That's it.
Yeah, we had a whole group chat. You, me, and Harold from like a year ago. But yes, you also helped cast. Slade. So,
and
but
also helped convince Ari Grayson to come back.
Yes. And we are so very happy that you did, because those were dark days.
Uh-huh.
But with that being said, if there was another project that your character could pop up in, what would you want it to be?
Like, but which character?
Any of them? All of them? Whatever you want, however you want to answer that.
In any shows we're working on.
Or any shows you have an idea for that aren't necessarily in development.
Huh. I'm not sure. Because really the only one I can think of is the Rose Wilson show that I pitched like a long time ago.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think that there's a lot of room. I mean, we have Batman Detective coming up, which, if you wanted, right. Would you want...
that exists.
Grayson, obviously, season 1 is done being written, but season 2 is in the pipeline. I mean, there's multiple different shows.
We could actually have Wally and Zatanna. Oh, sorry, not Zatanna. Wally and Linda pop up.
In Grayson season 2?
Possibly, yeah.
Yeah. That would be cool, especially with the idea I'm cooking up for season 2. I think that actually has a possibility of happening. So,
is season 2 coming out before or after Titans?
After.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. My plan for the next 2 years, or next few years, I won't say 2. Next few years is next year. Grayson and Gotham City Sirens are coming out. And
Zatanna is a part of the Gotham City Sirens, right?
No.
Okay, got it.
No.
For some reason, I thought she was. I swear, I thought she was at some point.
No. She might have been, but I think she was a part of the Birds of Prey, I think. But
probably, yeah.
Then the year after that, or next year, Titans is supposed to come out. I'm still writing that though, so probably more looking at a 2027 release. Or
end of year 2026.
Or end of year 2026, yeah. Yeah, and then after that, Constantine is going to come out at some point. I'm not a head writer on that. We have Che and Raph, who are both writers on that, who are currently cooking that up, and I'm really excited to see the direction of that unfold. But that's where Zatanna is going to pop up, I think, for the first time, if I don't write her into Titans this draft.
Yeah, I forgot you wrote her into the draft.
Yeah.
A while ago. I forgot which draft that was. Oh my god, there's been so many.
That was the third draft.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. Well, actually, I think it was the first draft of the rest of the episodes of that season. Yeah, for context for everybody listening, I wrote an entire season of Titans, only to be told by the people around me,
life is good, but it can be better.
And then scrapping everything and starting from ground zero.
Yep.
But honestly, it's for the better because I think that the beginning of the pilot is just so good.
Right.
All right. So, I asked you that question. What do you think people have to most look forward to, though, from, any of the shows that we're working on right now? Which one is your favorite, too? Also a question.
Besides Titans?
Besides Titans, yes. Well,
Gotham City Sirens.
Gotham City Sirens. Have you read the pilot for that yet?
Nope.
It is... It's some of my best work, I think.
Okay.
I'll show it to you after we're off pod. But yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no. It's great. So Gotham City Sirens?
Uh-huh.
Alright. So, on the podcast, every episode I've been asking people what their experience working at SleepyCatFilms has been like. But everybody I've asked is actors. You are the first crew member that we've had on the podcast.
And actor.
And actor, obviously. But, with being a casting...
And one of your closest friends.
Huh?
And one of your closest friends.
And one of my closest friends. Yeah. But, because of that uniqueness with you being a casting director and a producer and a writer, and I think the first board member on the podcast, what is it like to work here? What do you enjoy most about it?
I love how lively the group, we can all get whenever we're like just nerding out about DC stuff.
Yeah.
Then we could just like have fun, like even just going off topic completely, and then immediately going back on topic and just joking about the script, like names about like a name in the script.
Okay. A certain name that always gets made fun of.
No matter what, it's gonna
always. So much that we've had to call him a different name.
So much that you guys had to change the name in like on the actual script whenever it's his turn to talk to Grayson. Because every time I just saw it.
Oh man. Oh yeah. Oh man. I forgot about that. Oh man. No, yeah.
That and the D&D thing.
And the what?
That we did a while ago. How we created a separate D&D Sleepy Cat Film server.
Yes. Yeah, which hopefully we use very soon.
Yes! We need to use it again.
We do.
I want to talk to Jaden again. I miss Jaden.
I haven't talked to Jaden in forever. Okay. Well, I guess getting to a question before our new segment on the podcast. So we've talked about it a lot because we're both theater people. But you're really used to being a theater actor and a crew member. And obviously it's a big shift to what we do here. What was the shift like to voice acting?
Actually, I originally started voice acting with you before I got back into theater. I haven't done theater stuff since I was in 5th grade. And then everything went blank. Last year was the first time in years that I did theater things.
And obviously, you have such like a big role here too. And you know, you came in again when we were so small that you instantly became one of the top people, one of the top workers on our server. What was that like? Like that, going from how you describe it, barely doing anything to it, with being kind of thrown into the deep end.
Well, I wouldn't really say anything about how because I'm not really surprised. Like, back then, I was never really surprised that I ended up becoming such an important person. Because, let's see, I was really close friends with you. I played one of the main roles at the moment. And all the people that we had casted, I got along with well, to the point where I was giving them tips on their voice.
Yeah.
Which eventually got me into becoming, like,
a voice coach.
Guidance.
Yeah.
Vocal coach. Guidance, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, that thing.
Welcome to a new segment. You're our honored guinea pig. Welcome to the new segment we have on the show called the Meow Bag. Yes, very much like a mailbag. I'm going to ask you some questions from listeners online, as well as our local cast and crew members from SleepyCatFilms, the Discord server. So yeah, are you ready?
Yeah.
All right. We don't have a lot 100%. Today. So
I didn't even realize that we had an
getting
audience.
into our first question.
But yeah, Linda.
From 100%. Layla on Discord. Why? If you were to be any character for a day,
let's see.
Who would it be and why?
A lot of the action because she's a reporter. Dates Wally West.
True. True. Oh, true.
And we don't fully know her backstory, but by far has the least to deal with that we know of.
Yeah, no, I can agree with that. Even as kind of me having some ideas of where she comes from. Most certainly, she as a journalist, I mean, she definitely, I think, has a lot less than she has a lot less to deal with than a lot of the other kind of your characters or any other characters in our show. I mean, look at Lois Lane. She has the same job, and I don't think Linda faces nearly as much of the fear as Lois does. So
yeah,
definitely agree with that last one. So Linda, all right, from my display case Robin on Instagram, who's your favorite villain and why?
Slade. I generally like him because of how I don't know how to describe it. I don't know how to describe him, but just how morbid he is.
Yes. Yeah.
How brutal it just...
Well, I mean, especially since I think what makes our version different and cooler is there are versions that have gone through similar stuff as our character, but there's always like I mean, I think I talked about it on one of the previous podcasts where, you know, one of the things with Tara in the comics is that Slade is a pedophile. Our version is not.
Right.
Our version is not. Actually, me and Tom, who I'm interviewing for next week's episode, talked a lot about that, kind of preparing for writing it, where I said I don't have interest in diving into that part of the character in the same way that I didn't have interest in diving into Cat playing the Joker in a way that, like, yes, is Jason Todd murdered in a very similar way? Yes. But does he use Barbara Gordon in the way that he does in the comic? The Killing Joke? No, he does not, because that's weird and gross and wrong.
Yep.
So it was just a lot of that, kind of preparing where there is, and I also think that there's a level to his character and ours that makes him be more of a gray character than a fully dark character.
Right.
So yeah. Alright, and then our last question from the Meow Bag. From Che on Discord. If you could make a color disappear, what color would it be?
Blue.
Blue?
Blue.
Really?
Yes.
Over orange?
I love orange. My hair is orange right now. Excuse me? I love orange.
Okay, explain why blue.
Well, let's see. So, start off, I associate colors with emotion.
Yes.
So, yellow is automatically by far my favorite color because in a way, it represents happiness. Just enjoyment. It just represents positivity. Yeah. And however, for blue, it just makes me feel negative. I've always hated that. Like, I've always known that I admit it's a very pretty color. Except for teal. No offense to anyone who loves teal and turquoise. I just physically cannot stare at it for too long.
Okay, I do have to put towards you. You know that Raven's costume is blue, right? Like her cloak is blue?
Yeah, I know. It's like an indigo, though.
Okay, fair. My eyes
I like
are
indigo.
We have, for those listening, we do our episodes on Discord, and we have a live audience right now, and Layla's listening and said, "My eyes are blue." My eyes are also blue, so I feel like my eyes are being targeted.
Also blue.
Huh?
Wait, hold on. Edward's eyes are also blue, and I'm dating him.
Fair. Okay. Well, transitioning to our next segment before we start discourse over more violent discourse over a color. Can I pick red as a replacement?
Yes,
that's what Layla said.
That's
what Layla said in the chat. Can I pick red as a replacement? I like red. But I agree that I think between blue and red gives more of like a that feels like more of a negative color in a way.
For me, it feels more like passion? There we go. That word.
That's fair. Also, before we transition to our next segment, for those who are listening, if you would like to get your question asked in one of the next interviews on the podcast, go to Instagram, TikTok, or any other streaming platform that we are associated with SleepyCatFilms. And on all platforms, we have a post of some sort for you to leave your questions in the comments. So if you'd like your question asked on the next interview, please leave your questions in the comments down below.
Yee.
Alright, so I guess getting into our game before it gets old and everybody remembers all of the answers to the questions. So
We have a game?
we do have a game.
Okay.
And it might be a little difficult for you. It might be a little easy. I'm going to ask you just a list of questions that I have in front of me. 5 questions.
Okay.
Some are Sleepy Cat Films trivia questions. Some questions are about your character, and the questions will progressively get more difficult as we go on. Are you ready?
Sure. Let's test how great my memory is.
Okay. This one's really easy. This first one. You've been playing Raven for almost 2 years now.
Mm-hmm.
Who was the original villain of Titans Family Matters?
Trigon.
Correct.
At least in the first act, he was.
And in the first act, he was going to be the main villain, and then that became the first season, and then that became not the first season. Yes, Trigon. Okay. This one's a little bit more difficult. If you don't know this one, I might be a little hurt, and we will end up watching this movie again, because you will have forgotten it.
Oh no.
SleepyCatFilms is a relatively new production company. We haven't done a ton of films, but last year, 2024, we had our first really big short film. We had a whole marketing campaign. Nope. That was this year. We had a whole marketing
that was this year.
Hold on. We had a whole marketing campaign for it. We had trailers come out. It came out May 1st, 2024. And it was directed by me, with the sequel coming out May 1st, 2026, directed by our friend Aaron. What is the name of that movie?
Oh, I'm trying to remember the name, but it's about the guy with he was like Oh, I'm trying to think. I know exactly what you're talking about.
He's an assassin?
I can't remember the name. Yes, he's an assassin.
Do you want any hints?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to remind you of the synopsis of the film, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So it follows an agent who has been an agent for over 30 years. And one day he is sent on a job that causes him to uncover a big secret. Correct. Alright.
Oh, as soon as you said job, I got it.
SleepyCatFilms had their first paid gig with a film directed by me. It follows a girl who is fresh to high school and experiences... Correct.
I didn't know that was paid, actually. What?
It was. I got paid $200 to make it.
Wow, nice.
Yeah. SleepyCatFilms has become one of the most important parts of my life, but originally it was called Steadicam Productions. What year was Steadicam Productions founded?
That I have no clue. I do not remember anything about that because I only know Sleepy Cat films.
It's on my IMDb page.
I don't look at IMDb.
So you don't know it?
No.
Would you like to phone a friend? Does anybody
Harold?
Does anybody in the chat know when Steadicam Productions was founded? Or SleepyCatFilms was founded, technically. Oh, that's Harold.
Yes, Harold.
That man is probably asleep at his computer.
He just passed out.
I'm
not surprised.
Five Nights at Freddy's is crazy. Okay.
It was founded in Five Nights at Freddy's. 1983 to be exact.
Loud noises. Okay. Well.
What is happening?
Unfortunately, if you can't get somebody to there and you don't know, I'm going to have to tell you, and that will mark away from your points.
That is A-okay.
Steadicam Productions was founded in 2022.
2022?
Yes, which means that our production company is 3 years old this year.
I never knew that.
Yes.
Wow. Huh.
All right. And then the fifth question, which I think is really easy for you specifically. Tell me, so with you playing Rose, right?
Mm-hmm.
Tell me the names of all 3 family members of her family we meet in Titans Episode 1.
Grant, Joe, and Slade.
Correct. Actually, in the exact order that I have it in my document.
No, wait.
That's the exact order.
Because let's see, she's waking up Grant. Then Grant talks. Then suddenly it's Joe. It goes to Joe. Then they go see their dad.
Correct.
That's the best I can explain it without spoilers. Yay!
Wow. Well, for our live chat, do we have any other trivia, any other questions before we get into our next section of the pod? $19.22. This is Substance Monster Erasure.
Okay.
Okay, well, I don't think we have any more questions. So we're gonna get into the next section.
Okay.
So today we talked a lot about Titans, and what everyone should be expecting for going into it. But I was thinking we have a little bit of a we have a little bit of a theme. Well, not a theme, a little bit of a segment that we've been incorporating since episode 2. Where we read some sort of scene that is related to your characters. And I was thinking, why don't we give them a little tease with a scene from the pilot? What do you think?
Yeah.
Awesome, let's do it. Hello everyone, and welcome back. We're visited by a new guest, Tom Annunziata. Did I pronounce that right?
Hello. Yes, you did.
Awesome. Our Slade, and yeah, we're gonna get into the scene. So, are you guys ready?
Mm-hmm.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Okay. Fade in. Interior Wilson House night. Grant Wilson, 16 male, lies asleep on his bed. He's brunette with brown eyes. His sister, Rose Wilson, 9 female, sneaks into his room. She has white hair, but not yet an eye patch. Along with her, Joseph Wilson, 13 male. Rose taps on Grant, trying to wake him up.
Grant, wake up.
Grant rolls over to face her and faintly opens his eyes. What do you want, Rose?
Dad's home.
Okay, so what?
Well, don't you want to go see him? He's been gone for weeks.
So?
So are we gonna go see him or what?
Go back to bed, Rose. Joe taps on his brother's bed, causing him to look at him. Joe signs, please, in ASL. Fine. You want to go see Dad? Let's go see Dad. They go downstairs to the sound of Christmas music. Rose and Joe rush in, while Grant stands at the door. Slade Wilson, 45 male, turns to look at his kids. He does have an eye patch, with hair that's just beginning to gray.
Papa!
She runs up and hugs Slade tightly. He smiles.
Hi, Rose and Joe and Grant. Why aren't you all asleep?
I was.
We heard you come down here, and I wanted to come down.
Joe signs, I missed you, in ASL.
I missed you too. I missed you too, Joe. I missed all of you so much. I know it's early, but what do you say we open some presents?
Slade grabs a box out and hands it to Rose.
What is it?
Open it.
She opens it, and it's a silver necklace with a purple gem inside.
Whoa. It's so pretty.
It's amethyst, the gemstone for February.
Like my birthday? Love it.
I'm glad.
He grabs a box for Joe and hands it to him. Joe opens it and looks confused at the box.
See what's inside, Joe.
Joe pulls out a mask that has a speaker on the end.
Well, don't just look at it, boy. Try it on.
Joe puts it on.
It's an experimental device, but in theory...
Slade presses a button and nothing happens.
Try and speak.
I love... His eyes begin to become watery, and tears run down his face as he hears his voice for the first time.
Joe? Why are you crying?
Did he just talk?
Yeah. Yes, he did. Say something, Joey.
Can I have some hot cocoa?
Yes, we can have some hot cocoa.
Grant can't help but smile, but still stands at a distance in the doorway.
Why don't you get in here, Grant? Don't think I forgot about you.
Grant reluctantly comes in, and Slade grabs out a box. He hands it to Grant, the box, which he opens. He finds a box within the wrapping, and inside he finds a pocket knife. A pocket knife?
Yeah. When I turned 16, my dad got me one, so I thought maybe I'd pass on to the tradition. They can be really useful. It's like duct tape, except sharp and Well, nothing really like duct tape.
Uh-huh. Slade pauses for a moment. Grant clearly annoyed by the gift, rather than appreciative.
Well, it's late. Why don't you go back to bed? It's gonna be a big day tomorrow.
Can you put us to bed, Papa?
Sure.
Slade puts Rose and Joe to bed, but Grant heads to his room by himself. He's stopped, however, by Slade.
Grant, wait a minute.
What?
I gotta tell you something else. Come here for a minute.
Cut to interior Slade house basement later. Grant and Slade walk downstairs to the basement of the house. The only light in the room being the dark blue light of the moon. What are we doing down here? You know Mom doesn't want you taking us down here.
You're my son. I could take you where I damn well like.
He walks up to the wooden wall at the far end of the basement. He hits a specific spot, and a keypad illuminates to life. Slade puts in the code 1980. Then, a retinal scanner pops out. Slade leans forward, and it scans his eye. Access granted. The wall pops open slightly, and Slade pulls it all the way open. Inside is the Destro costume, and guns lining the walls. The room is illuminated by a blue hue.
I told you about the life I lead because I wanted more than anything for you to understand why you have everything that you own, so you could learn to appreciate it.
I don't want to be like you.
That's not what I'm saying. Don't be like me. Be better than me.
Slade grabs a hand pistol and holds it out to his son.
I don't want you to be in my line of work, but you should be able to protect your family at all costs. Take it. It's yours.
You think I want a fucking gun? You disappear for weeks on end, and then you come back and offer me a gun? Fuck you, Slade. Grant rushes upstairs to his room.
One day you'll understand. I just hope for the sake of all of us it ain't too late by then.
Slade puts the gun back, and Rose appears behind him.
Papa?
He jumps in surprise.
Jesus, Rose.
Did I scare you?
Yeah, you did. Let's get you back to bed. Huh, sweetie?
Mm-hmm.
They walk back upstairs. Slade brings Rose to her room and lays her down in her bed.
Papa, is Grant okay?
Yeah. Why do you ask?
He just sounded really upset.
He's okay. He's upset with me. That's all.
But why?
'Cause sometimes you have to grow up a little to learn that it's not as simple as being good or bad. Nothing you have to worry about, sweetie. Not ever.
All right. Good night, Papa.
Good night, Rose.
He leaves out and closes the door. Rose rolls over to see Joe, who is half asleep.
You still awake, Joe?
Joe rolls over and rubs his eyes, turning on his lamp.
Would you protect me if something bad happened?
Joe nods.
Can you say it?
Joe grabs the mask and turns it on. I promise I'll protect you. No matter what happens. No matter what you need, I'll always be your brother. She smiles. Match cut to exterior graveyard day. It rains as we see Rose Wilson, 13 female, crying as she looks down at a gravestone.
I love you.
Match cut to interior Wilson House day. Joe smiles. I love you too, Rose. Now go to bed. Cut to exterior graveyard day. Rose cries and overlooks the grave of her brother, Joseph Wilson, born April 18th, 2003, died May 5th, 2020. We look at Rose, who has a tear fall down her face.
I'm not crying, you are.
I love that scene. Oh, so much. Oh, man.
Yeah.
There's so much to work on. Oh my god.
It's okay. It's okay. Alright. So welcome back. For those who are listening. That is the opening scene to the pilot of Titans. I love that scene. It's some of my favorite work that I've written. And I think it does a lot of character building for Rose. Obviously, we need some refining, but as a cold read, I think we did pretty great. And obviously we'll have more to come in the next year to show our work on Titans. So yeah. Originally it was going to be our first project, but we went in a different direction with making it a prequel to Grayson, and I think it's going to give a lot of context to the characters that both me and ROAX have poured our hearts into. Yeah. So I think we are exceeding our hour mark. So before we end the episode, you can shout out whatever you want. Social media, projects you're working on, words of encouragement. Let the people know what they should be doing. So go ahead.
Well, let's see. Y'all can follow me on my Instagram or my TikTok both at Morbid Corpse. Discord is free to request, and that is Soup, which Logan will probably put somewhere in the description or somewhere. But
yeah, all links to all social media will be found in the description. And my name is Logan Murray. You can follow me at Logan K. Murray on all platforms. You can follow SleepyCatFilms at the SleepyCatFilms on all platforms. And don't forget to stay creative. The SleepyCatFilms Official Podcast is made in association with SleepyCatFilms and Splatsbox Studios. This episode was hosted by me, Logan Murray. This episode guest starred ROAX Roman and Tom Annunziata. Executive producers from SleepyCatFilms are Logan Murray and Harold Scott. Executive producers from Splatsbox Studios are Zipporah Williams and Aaron Shepard. Music by Rob Red. This episode was edited by Logan Murray. Tune in next episode, where I'm going to be interviewing Tom Annunziata, voice of James Gordon in the upcoming Grayson, and Slade in Titans Family Matters. See you next week.